Hey guys, it's Wendy here back today. I'm here with a video that a lot of our Wishtenders will find it useful or informative, especially regarding that summer is around the corner. When summer is around the corner, we're all worried about food poisoning and we're worried that food might turn bad. But what you should be also worried about is your skincare products plus makeup products. Because summer means hot, like sun rays and heat and humidity, and these factors not only influence the food condition, but also it can transform or it can turn your skincare products or makeup products into a bad condition. If these products changed or the texture transformed or if bacteria starts forming in these products, if it directly touches your face, it will definitely irritate your skin or even it can cause troubles onto your skin. Since these skincare products, regarding the ingredients and the texture, they're really sensitive about heat and temperature change, it's really important to take great care of these skincare products or makeup products. So we are here to bring some useful tips and how-tos on how to take care of your skincare products in an effective and in a smart way. So don't go anywhere and keep tuning in. So we will be introducing these useful tips according to different types of products, but before we move on, we wanted to share like basic rules that you have to keep in mind before you really take care of these skincare products. So starting with the first basic rule is avoid heat. This is like the #1 rule that you always have to keep in mind when you take care of your skincare or makeup products, because most of these products are really sensitive about heat, temperature change, or even humidity. These heat or temperature changes can actually affect the formula of the texture, or it can also cause bacteria within the product. So make sure always to keep in mind to avoid heat. And second basic rule is to keep the products outside of your washroom. We keep a lot of products actually in the washroom, even in the shower booth. Basically, we put hair products or body wash products or cleansing products. A lot of us are worried about our skin losing moisture right after the shower. So we sometimes put like toner or serum or even cream products in the washroom. Make sure to seal those products right if you're gonna place it in a location where temperature changes drastically, when it's humid, or it's best to place most of the products in a cabinet where you have doors that you can open and close, because you don't want these products to be influenced by heat or also like humidity and change of temperature. And the third basic rule to always keep in mind is to mark the dates. Many of us make the mistake of continuously using the products even past the expiration date or forgetting the date when we first open the product, but you always have to keep in mind that if you use products that is past the expiration date, it can actually irritate your skin, cause troubles, or even harm your skin. One of the great ways to avoid this tragedy, should I say, is to actually mark the dates on the product. And how can we mark the dates? It's best to actually post a sticker onto the product with the date of the open date of the product or the expiration date. Then the question again falls to, how do we know the expiration date of the product? So first, if you see that says M with the alphabet M with the date, this actually indicates the manufacture date of the product. And second, if you see a date that says EXP plus a date, that actually indicates the expiration date of the product. And lastly, if you see a date that says BBE/BE plus a date, this indicates the best before date of the product. But you have to be aware that the expiration date that you see on the product doesn't necessarily mean that's the actual expiration date of the product, because expiration date changes according to the date of the opening of the product. And how you can check this is by looking at marks such as this or this. You'll see these type of marks with a capital M with a number on it. So for example, if the product says 12M, it means that you can use this product for 12 months since the opening of the product. So for example, if you open the product on 2017 1st of June, you can use this product until 2018 1st of June. And the fourth basic rule that you always have to keep in mind is always keep your products clean and sealed. There are a lot of times when these products turn dirty, built up products around like the edges of the product. So we always have to keep in mind, keep these parts of the products in a clean and sanitary condition by wiping it with like clean tissue or cotton pads. Keep your products nice and sealed. So if you have a lid, don't lose it, and always make sure to seal them right. And we also use a lot of tools, for example, like skincare product tools or makeup tools like spatula, brushes, or sponges. We use these in a lot of occasions, but of course, because these directly touch our skin and these scoop the products that will directly touch our skin, we always have to make sure to keep these in a clean condition as well. The first is makeup brushes or like makeup sponge or even skincare sponge. It's best to cleanse these products after you use it and instantly dry it at that moment. But if you don't have time, make sure to dry makeup brushes or sponges in an open area. So leave them on a towel after cleansing it and let the natural air blow dry it. And for spatulas, which I usually use in many occasions, make sure to use spatulas differently. If you're using a skincare product, if you're using a makeup product, use different spatulas. And after you use it, always make sure to keep them in a clean condition so that once you use it again, it won't infect your skincare products or makeup products into a bad condition. And number 5, last but not least, the basic rule is get your hands off from the product as much as you can. And this usually applies a lot to cream products because we tend to scoop our cream products with our hands instead of using spatulas, but we have to be aware that if your hands are not in a sanitary condition, it's one of the most unsanitary parts of our body. So you would not want to directly touch the product because it can actually infect the product and create bacteria from forming in the product. So always make sure to use spatulas to scoop out the products and try avoiding using your hands from your products. So now that we have looked into some basic, like super basic rules that you always have to keep in mind, now it's time to move on and look into the details on how to take good care of the products according to different categories of the products. The very first product is cleansing products. We usually keep a lot of our cleansing products in the washroom, but washroom is one of the place that the temperature changes the most drastically and also where it's very humid at the same time. So we have to be really careful in taking care of products in this place. For our convenience, we usually store our cleansing products even in the shower booth, close to where the water flows. And if we're gonna place it there, we always have to make sure to keep these cleansing products really nice and sealed. There are many different types and even shapes of cleansing products, but a lot of the cleansing products, we can see it in a tube type where the lid or the entrance of where the product flows faces bottom when we store it, right? But if you're gonna use these type of cleansing products, always make sure to seal them right. Always make sure to keep the edge really clean, in a clean condition, and try to place them in a cabinet with doors when you're gonna place it in the washroom. But one of the great way here for you to be stress-free of these concerns is to find a cleansing product that has a really nice seal, like a lid, that you can seal it always clean and tight whenever you want to put it in the washroom. A lot of our Wishtenders who've used our KLAIRS Rich Moist Foaming Cleanser will find this part really attractive because we never want water to touch, like directly touch the products, especially when it's cleansing products. So that can be another helpful tip. Moving on to the second type can be our basic skincare products like toner, cream, and even like sun lotion products. And we usually place these basic skincare products on our vanity, and I personally do that as well. But the question is, where is your vanity located at in your room? You would never ever want to place your vanity at a location in your room where direct sun rays hit the vanity, because as I said, you always have to avoid these products from direct sun rays or heat because it can actually change these products into a bad condition. So always make sure to check first where your vanity is located at, and if it's located at a spot where it faces your window directly, try to move your vanity. Or if you can't move your vanity, keep these products in a shade or at a place where direct sun rays does not hit. And another tip that I really wanted to share is a lot of us who works with computers during daytime, we tend to put a lot of products, for example, mist, hand creams, or even cream products for our face near the computer monitor. And I also sometimes make this mistake. Well, it's okay for mist products, some of the mist containers that does not deliver heat directly, but most of the hand cream products or cream products, it's really sensitive about heat. Monitor generates a lot of heat, and you never want to place cream products near where there's a lot of heat because it can change the texture. Always keep in mind to place these products away from the monitor. Moving on to the third category of the product is vitamin products plus serum or essence type products. So for those of you guys who it's your first time purchasing vitamin products or like vitamin serum products, many of you guys might have been surprised with the change of the color of these vitamin products into like a very dark orange color, change of like the texture, weird textures forming around the lid area. And I know a lot of you guys might find this surprising and shocking, but it's because you have not taken great care of these vitamin products. So the reason why the color changes or like the texture or the formula changes in vitamin products is related to oxidation. Make sure to keep these products in a low temperature or locate these products in a shade for sure. And one of the great tips is to, don't throw away the case or the box that these vitamin products were at initially and keep them in the box, and this would be one of the best way to keep these vitamin products. You can definitely use vitamin products for a longer period of time, more effectively and in a more clean condition. If you're gonna use highly concentrated products like serum, like vitamin products, or like essence, because they're very sensitive to heat and temperature change, always make sure to keep them in a place where it doesn't have direct sun rays, in a fridge or in a shade, or even in a container box. Moving on to the fourth category, and it is one of the most trickiest product I think to take good care of, and they are soaps. Before realizing these tips, it always felt like, so I bought this soap, but it feels like it runs out so quick. And I think a lot of you guys will feel me on this, because it always feels like soap melts really easy if water touches it. It's the shower booth where we actually have to use these products. The great tip on how to use soap smartly is to actually cut the soap into around 5 to 6 or even more into different pieces and use one by one according to your need. After cutting these soap into different pieces, place them in a storage like a plastic container box or even a plastic bag. Anytime you feel like using a soap, take one and then use it, and this will definitely help you to expand the length of the period that you can use the soap. If you decide to place your soap in the shower or in the washroom, make sure to use a container that water can flow out after using the soap. And that is actually why I love using our KLAIRS Be Natural Clean soap, because it actually has a line. Different lines, you can cut it into 6 different pieces. It just makes it so much easier. If you use the soap according to the tips that I just introduced, you can actually use the soap from a month until a month and a half. So it's actually a good amount of time to use your soap. Now moving on to the last category of today's topic, and it is the makeup products. So makeup products, unlike most of the skincare products that I've introduced right now, it has a different way on how to keep these products in a good condition. So for example, base makeup products, foundation products, or even BB cushion products, we actually recommend you to, of course, avoid heat, but rather than placing them in a cold temperature, we recommend you to keep it in a room temperature. And the reason is because if you place this in a low temperature, frost can be created within the product, and it actually can take away moisture from your base makeup, your BB cream, or your foundation. You never want this for a base makeup product, so always make sure to keep it in a shade, but in a room temperature. Now moving on to the last category, which is the lip product, and I think by now we all know that lip products are really most sensitive to heat product, and it really melts easily when it directly hits the sunlight. And always make sure, keep track of how your lip products are, because the weather is getting hot, guys. If you keep your lipstick in your bag, and if you leave your bag outside the sun, your lip products might melt. So please always make sure to check your lip product and keep them in a cool and nice condition. That was it for some useful tips on how to keep your skincare products, your makeup products in the best condition. information to help you to use it for a great amount of time, plus to use it in a sanitary condition. I hope you guys find all the information, all the tips that I shared really helpful, and I hope you guys can definitely try it out. If you have any further question, leave it in the comment below. We'll look into all your questions and answer them. And if you like this video, if you think this video was helpful, please hit that thumbs up button. And also, if you're not our Wishtrender yet, please make sure to subscribe to our Wishtrend TV. And make sure to check out our Wish Beauty Lab, where you can check out all the product details, the how-tos, the texture and everything. And also check out Wishtrend Glam, which is our online beauty, like article beauty magazine, that you can find some other useful beauty tips and tutorials as well. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys on my next video. Bye!